Sorry about that, babe.
Alright. I'm gonna do a little Let's Play of Hook here. I recently did a no-death run. I don't know which one's gonna come out first. But I felt like, you know, let's do an actual Let's Play of it. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Usually all my voiceover work lately has been post-mortem. Dear Peter, your presence is required. At the request of your children. Kindest personal regards. Joss Hook Captain. I actually haven't watched Hook in forever, so what the fuck is JAS anyway? Captain Hook, adventure? This isn't funny. Jack, Maggie, stop hiding. Come out. What? Who are you? Oh, Peter. Don't you remember me? I'm Tink. Come on, let's go. I'm not going anywhere with you. But don't you want to rescue Jack and Maggie? How do you know about them? Everybody knows about them. They were taken by Captain Hook. Hurry up. We're finally going to fly together again. Hey, wait a minute. I'm not Peter Pan. I can't fly. Oh no. You don't remember how to fly? Because you've grown up. You're still the same old Peter. Always causing me trouble. Alright. Yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes in this game, so that's why I kind of felt like we should do a Let's Play. Hey, Lost Boys! Even though he's fat and old, this is Peter Pan. Hook took his kids. He came back to save them. Would you help him? I'll only help him if he's the real Pan. I'm not Peter... Peter? Wait a minute. How can you believe that he's Peter? Look at him. This is Peter's sword, and now it's mine. That makes me the Pan, not him. Well, Peter? Looks like you're in for some hard training to fight Hook. Tell these guys that you were the Pan. Training? What training? Don't ask any questions. Let's go. So yeah, the reason why I wanted to do a Let's Play for you guys is because obviously the cutscenes are pretty long. I also want to watch the movie again soon. It's been at least 15 plus years since I've seen it. I don't really remember anything about it. Wasn't a childhood favorite of mine growing up or anything. But recently, guys, I beat this game no death. I will be releasing a walkthrough video for that. I don't know if this run is going to be no death. I'd love for it to be, but I'm not making any promises. But yeah, I'm looking forward to re-reviewing this game as well. This is one of the first games on my channel that I did review many moons ago. I recently streamed it to kind of get my bearings about me. And then I played for, I think I practiced for 2 or 3 days. On and off, of course, not that long. And I was able to get the no-death run pretty easily. It's not that difficult of a game, clearly. But, yeah, no. It's one of those games where it's like... Oh, shit. Well, that actually puts me in a little pickle. Good thing there is a cherry coming up soon. But since it has such a, like, an elaborate story, I felt like it was worthwhile to... Oh, there we go. To venture back. One more time. Before my re-review. Alright, so Rufio. Pretty easy fight here. You could actually just get hit. And mash. Takes 3 hits to kill most bosses. As long as you go into that fight with Rufio with full health, that's all you need to do. If you don't have full health, he is very similar to like Hook, where you kind of have to bait out swipes. You were the pan. This is your sword. I remember now. I am Peter Pan. He's the pan! He's the pan! It's about time you remembered. Let's go find Jack and Maggie. So in between levels you get these screens. It's pretty cool. I usually skip them though, clearly, because it just keeps going. I don't remember if this happens every single time. Might just be the first level here to kind of show you our path to Hook. But I was going to mention about that Rufio fight. In my no-death run, I actually screwed it up. Funny enough. So that's kind of good. You'll be able to see that fight done a different way. So level 2 here. Pretty cool level. Very early on, I like to grab the leaf power. Oh, shit. Okay, come on. Get away from me. There we go. So as you can see there, you don't want to rustle the bee's jimmies, so to speak. Enemies also respawn a lot in this game, which is fine, because there will be points where you might need to farm. For health items or 1-ups if you're doing like a regular playthrough, of course. And after the first level, you obtain this power-up, which is also available in a few other levels. Gives you a projectile and an extra hit, which is nice. Unfortunately, if you lose it, you don't get it back. Unless you find the item in certain levels. And, like I said, guys, I'm going to be a little bit sloppier here than normal, because I'm not trying for no death. Cutscenes do take a little while as well, so... Don't want to be here too long, you know what I mean? But this level gets a lot easier if you don't lose your projectile. Makes the boss super duper easy. Not that it's hard to begin with. Also, interesting note, I beat this game twice in my life prior to my no-death run and this run. And I didn't realize that there is a sprint button. So yes, I beat the game twice without sprinting. Sprinting definitely makes certain areas easier. I was getting through stuff with Tinkerbell somehow without sprinting. Very, very difficult, and I remember sitting there during my stream recently going like, how the hell are you supposed to get through here? Well, because I'm an idiot and I didn't read the instruction manual. It's because it wasn't sprint flying, if you will. So we're just gonna wait over here. This is a patience game. Got good RNG there. If you pretty much wait here, you can't be hit by anything, so... And as long as this boss appears in one of the 3 squares, or not squares, holes closest to me, easy peasy. Ideally you want that one because all you have to do is walk. The other 2 you have to make some, you know, kind of tricky-ish jumps. If you feel pressed for time, obviously you have to kind of push the issue a little bit more, but more often than not, you'll be okay. Great music, by the way. It's an underrated game, I'm telling you. Alright, so we're just gonna jump up. Oh, I was too late there. I was being a little bit too cautious because the hitbox is a little wonky there as far as getting hit by the boxing glove. But all is well. Alright, let's see. Does this follow you? Oh my god, it goes all the way every time, so I am gonna skip that. You guys don't need to see this every time. That's a little excessive. Little excessive. So I guess I want to, like, kind of not talk too much strategy, because I guess that's sort of what the no death run is for, so I'll do my best to try to not do that, but it's like ingrained in my YouTube DNA at this point. Try to keep it a little bit more casual for this run. This level in general is not very difficult. There's certain levels of the game that actually don't have bosses, and this is one of them. It is just a climb upward. Pretty much the name of the game is just being careful. Plenty of opportunities for health items. And you also have the opportunity to get your sword back in this level. There it is. Although I will admit, guys, it's a little bit of a troll. It kind of leads you there, where an enemy might come back. Here, I'll show you. See that guy up there? If you just go straight down and try to grab that, you'll see Pan get stuck in like an animation, and you can get hit during that, which is complete garbage. Why would they do that, you know? Why would they give you an upgrade and not give you iframes? Does bother me. But I actually don't remember. I gotta look it up before my review. These items just give you points, or score, if you will. And I don't know if you reach a certain threshold, if you can get like an extra 1-up. But in general, you get a lot of 1-ups. I was just literally, just as I say that. A lot of enemies will drop them. There's a few littered throughout the levels, so... There we go, we get 2 enemies in a row with 1-ups, which is good because, you know, I don't plan on dying, but if I do, we have some insurance. No, that sucked. I forgot about that guy. Well, we lost our projectile, guys. It is what it is. I think we only have one other opportunity to get that back. Can't recall, though, exactly. Yeah, I'll be doing an unboxing of this as well. I have it complete. It's in really good shape. One of the things that I like about this game a lot is there are a lot of gimmick levels, but they're done well. Like this, in essence, is also a gimmick level. That's a little troll there. They put that one up right in front of these tigers who turn you to stone and then you just fall and die. But this is a very gimmicky level revolving around flying. And it's a fairly short game too, which is good for me these days. I find it a lot harder in the last year or so to find, you know, adequate amount of time to play the longer ones, so... didn't mean to get hit there. It's a little bit of a bummer. This next section coming up can be quite annoying. If you go too far down into the water, you get pushed up, as you can see. Again, I haven't seen the movie in God knows how long. Is that like some kind of mermaid? I don't really remember. But pretty much you just gotta get through, avoid a bunch of barrels, essentially. Oh, I don't know how I avoided getting hit there, but good stuff. And thankfully we're almost done. And I think there's a cherry. Yeah, perfect. Alright, cool. Refill our fly meter, and it's boss time. Relatively easy boss. Easy to get the first 2 hits at least. Comes out pretty quick, so you want to make sure that you jump. We're gonna fly over here. Hopefully we get good hitboxes are a little strange for this guy. So we're not gonna risk it, we're just gonna fly over here. That is fine. Where are you coming out, buddy? And that's all she wrote. One thing to note though, I said I wasn't gonna talk too much strategy. You can get hit by those barrels even after beating the boss, so be careful. You know, beating Hook casually is not that big of a deal. Obviously your first playthrough might be a little tough, but you have Infinite Continues and you get lots of 1-ups, so. And like I said, we're just gonna keep skipping that until we get actual cutscenes. Another short level here. Love the soundtrack, love the graphics. Obviously the combat and stuff is a little floaty, a little slow, a little clunky. It's not a perfect game by any means, but I don't know. I think it's a pretty good showcase of the Super Nintendo, to be honest with you. No lie, games that were published by Sony ImageSoft, a lot of good ones. I heard that Skyblazer, which I covered on my channel a long time ago, I actually want to replay that and recover that. I guess it wasn't that long ago, it was probably like 5 or 6 years ago, but at this point, unless I came out with something in the last like 2 or 3 years, I consider it like old and outdated and I want to redo it. But I think they use a very similar engine, because there's a lot of very similar things with these games. And Skyblazer is obviously a little bit more refined on the combat side of things. It's a little bit quicker, not as clunky. But yes, that's also a Sony game. I don't remember the publishers, or excuse me, the developers. They're probably the same, but I'd have to look into that. Alright, and that's the end of this level. Like I said, very short, but it follows us up with a pretty long one. The super duper, well, not super duper hard, but the hard levels aren't coming up yet. Basically, this very long cave one and the last one are probably, if I do die, that's where it's going to be. Should be okay here. This level's great, by the way. I love the winter feel, the music's wonderful. It's long, but not too long. One of my faves, for sure. And I also like the boss, not too difficult. Interesting gimmick that, surprisingly, I found out pretty quickly. Usually it takes me a little bit longer to kind of diagnose those things, but I was able to do it rather quickly. So you can take the bottom path. There's actually a leaf down there, but we're not going to grab it because we already have full health. We're going to wait for that, and we're going to jump. Again, that turns you into stone, guys, so you could do the math. If you're over spikes, you'll get hit by the spikes. If you're over a pitfall, you will die. So be careful. I also passed up a couple of healing items. There was those cherries back there. And I think there was an apple below me, which fully heals you, but obviously at full health, we don't need it, so. We're actually getting close to the end of the level. It's definitely a lot slower casually. Obviously, since I played through this game a few times now in the last few days, you know, I know it like the back of my hand at this point, so. It's gonna be a little tough here, and there's also a weird spot down below. There will be a spot where if you jump, fuck, whatever. You might jump up to the next ledge, surprisingly. It doesn't look like you will. I don't want to do it right now because the enemies do respawn. But keep that in mind if you're doing some weird jumping down there. You might get vaulted up to the top where you don't want to be. Alright, so we're just gonna sit here and swipe. We're gonna eat one hit, and now we got him in the cycle. And you just pop from side to side. 3 hits and dead. So pretty much the gimmick there is, you know, hitting him with the dynamite clearly. And if you just get on top of him immediately and start swiping, he has no chance to move. And obviously your blade's gonna hit one before the other, which means they'll then be staggered and boom, you're good. Okay, you know, it's weird. I always thought there were more cutscenes, but I guess there's actually not. There are a lot towards the end, obviously, as well as the beginning. But it seems like the majority of it is looking on the map section, so that's fine. We're not missing much then. So, another gimmick level here. We got the auto-scroller, which, you know, you've seen in many games, probably most notably Mario games. Super Mario World has some auto-scrollers. I think Super Mario 3 as well. There is no boss, so that's cool. Pretty much just kind of don't get hit too much. There's a bunch of these flying dudes. There's gonna be one here. Oh, I avoided him, wow. That might be like the first time I've actually avoided that, surprisingly. So just make sure that your flying meter is ready to roll. That 1-up is pretty easily obtainable if you feel comfortable with flying. Obviously I have 11 lives, so I'm not even gonna bother risking it at this point. But if you're running low on lives and you want to do like a no continue run or something, then go for it. As long as you sprint fly, you should be fine. And I believe that's the last chance for our projectile, which very handy for us because the next level coming up is probably the hardest and the longest. That's what she said. I still don't know this level very well. Sometimes I take wrong turns, and typically it is my sloppiest level, so. Also, pretty tough boss, too, I must say. So the gimmick with this level, besides the fact that it's very maze-like and long, reminds me of Quackshot, actually, on the Sega Genesis. If you know, you know. You have to wait for the flame to give you light. Otherwise, you can't see. And there are pitfalls and stuff. And since I'm not a speedrunner or a wizard, I don't really remember the layout of everything. Sure, I've played through and practiced this level a bit, but I can't sit here and pretend like I know it like the back of my hand. So I usually wait for the flame. But as you guys saw earlier, luckily you can hit the flame to make it go out for a little bit if it gets too close to you. And there are some secrets in this level. You're able to get some health items if you're running low, so that's always good. But we're not really going to go out of our way to get them unless we need them. And pretty soon we're going to have a, I guess a precursor to the boss you will see shortly in the form of an enemy. Right there. Whee! Is this the, yeah, shit. Oh, well, I didn't really lose anything, I guess. There is a healing item down there through a secret wall. Obviously, we had the projectile, so we actually didn't get hit. So, all is well at the moment. But believe it or not, we are still, like, nowhere near the end of the level. Here's a little shortcut that I've been taking. You just kind of fall down to the next level. I believe you go up here, right? If you keep following the signs, you'll be good. Yeah. That was a new route that I started taking recently. But like I said, I don't really remember the old route very well, so... I have no real, nah, shit. We definitely want to go into the boss with at least 2 hits. It could be a little bit tricky. It's a little gimmicky. Well, it's not a little gimmicky, it's very gimmicky. So I'll try. I actually developed a new strategy for that yesterday, which I think will work a little bit better. Because if you don't do it, you could actually get caught in like a really crappy cycle in that boss, and it becomes a pain, to be honest. Alright, so you have a cherry here, but you're gonna have this guy come down and he goes up, which is a big troll. And then down here, it's Yeah, there you go. If you just fall immediately, it's like one of those beginner's traps. But now we're actually at the boss. He throws his head, and you have to hit him from behind. So I'm trying to get him to walk forward a little bit. I want him to follow me. So how do I do that? There we go. Alright. The reason I did that is because if you're too close to the wall over here, he won't throw his head at you. And then you just start getting hit a bunch. It's a really interesting, like, footsie game, if you will, for those of you familiar with fighting game terminology. It's like, if you're a couple pixels too close, he won't throw his head. And if you're, you know, just a little bit off, that fight could become a gigantic pain. But there you can see, as long as you get your spacing about you, it's not that bad. But a definite gimmick fight. I didn't know what I was doing the first time I played through, so... I think we have 2 more levels left, right? Yes. Alright, cool. We're actually almost at the end. So yeah, I guess there's really only cutscenes at the beginning and the end of the game, which is fine. For some reason I thought there was more in the middle, but I guess not. But these levels can be very tricky if you don't know what you're doing. Excuse me. Luckily I've gotten pretty good at this one, and I wouldn't say that I'm great at the last one, but I'm definitely better at it now, so. Plenty of opportunities early on, by the way, to get, oh shoot. Forgot about him. To get healing items if you do take some damage. Alright, we're just gonna run through here. Cool. That room to the left, I don't know what's at the top. There's a lot of spikes, and there's Tinkerbell. I'm sure there's probably either a leaf or a 1-up or something at the top, but I always avoid it. And we're actually basically at the end of the level now. So what we're going to do here is we're going to jump over these, and then jump in the air, and then do a dead sprint. We're obviously going to kill the guy that we see, but you'll see. So it's 1, 2, big jump, hit, back up. Oh, didn't want to get hit there, it's okay. And the reason it's okay is, you'll see very shortly, it's boss time. But there's a full heal at the top, so. Another boss where you have to just hit him from behind. Relatively easy. Oh, shit. I'll just grab this just to be safe. This is definitely very sloppy on my part, but pretty much because I knew that I had that heal there, I didn't really care. But yeah, the gimmick fight there is keep refilling your fly meter. You get behind the enemy to hit, and there is a full heal at the top. So I would wait till you have like half health or 1 hit left to go grab it personally. And here we are, guys. Last level. Definitely the toughest level of the game. It's a huge beginner's trap, meaning there are lots of segments that unless you know exactly what to do, it could be a nightmare, including this one segment, which is actually really easy when you know what to do, but if you don't know what to do, it is brutal. Also, another thing that sucks about this level, lots of spots to get hit by things. Luckily, we didn't get hit there. That is a spot that sometimes I do get hit. And there is a beginner's trap. I said I wasn't going to talk too much strategy, but in this room, guys, make sure you just walk forward right away. And if you need to farm, you could actually keep farming that guy on wheels. The roller guy. Alright, perfectly executed. Continuing on, we're going to just jump over him. He's going to go on the spikes. And we're getting very close to the room. This one's not too bad, but it's definitely one of these areas that you can get hit if you're not careful, right there. And over here, we're going to institute a similar strat like we did outside, but I got hit that time, unfortunately. It could be a little tricky, but you want to make sure that you do a floaty jump over that. And now we're going to be in the room. Not really going to talk too much strats, I'm just going to let you see. That is what the no death run is for, right? And we're just going to fly up. 1, 2, cut over. Unless you desperately need that cherry, I wouldn't bother. So now we have another kind of cool gimmick section. The thing that I do like about this last level is it combines a lot of the game's gimmicks. The only thing that it doesn't combine is the auto-scrolling. But lots of nifty platforming, flying, combat, etc. That's a spot that I like to just clear that guy out, just in case. And I like to be careful there. Alright, and another instance where you're going to want to make sure that you're walking forward and jumping appropriately. Alright. Thankfully, Peter has great hops, if you will. Be able to take care of that guy. And we're going to be on our way to Captain Hook now in about, I don't know, 25 seconds maybe? Flying to avoid all that garbage. And now our boy here from the beginning of the game is gonna hopefully fill out our health for us. Are we gonna get a good drop here? Any kind of cherries, there we go. Occasionally you might get like constant cherries. I feel like the game rewards you in a sense if you're injured more. It'll refill your health completely, but anyway, we got Hook. Again, not gonna talk too many strats here. That was pretty smooth, but you can probably guess, guys. That's only phase 1, baby. And now we do have a cutscene coming up, I know that. Well, unless I completely screw up this final boss, this will be another no death run. But not the guide. The guide is going to be more in depth on strats for everything. Daddy! Kids, watch out! Rufio! Oh shit! I've been defeated by Hook. I can't replace Peter. Hook! Alright. Gonna take a hit here. It's fine. Ooh. Oh boy, we might actually die here. Alright, whew. Well, like I said, Hook kind of has similar strats. That first phase there with the grappling hook thing is probably the only thing that's different. Otherwise, similar to Rufio in stage 1, you just kind of got to bait out hits, and I was doing a poor job of it. But here's the ending. Daddy, I knew you'd come to save us. Dad, you are Peter Pan. Let's go home. Daddy, look out! I'll get you, Peter. Oh, rip. Damn. Like I said, I gotta watch Hook again. Does that happen in the movie? Does the alligator, like, eat him or something when he falls on him? Tink, you take the kids home. Dad! Don't worry about me. I'm Peter Pan. Tell Mom I'm right behind you. I have to go home now. I won't be coming back to Neverland. So, you need to keep my sword. Always keep your happy thoughts. Goodbye. Goodbye, Peter. Alright guys, that's Hook on the SNES. I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. Like I said, I wanted to go a little bit more in depth, you know, with the commentary for you guys, because not that I've been neglecting it, it's just I haven't really had as much time lately. But if you did enjoy it, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want more Hook content, like I said, check out either it already came out or it'll come out after this, my No Death Run walkthrough guide. Also an unboxing and a re-review of Hook. So yeah, happy holidays, guys. I know it's December. If you don't celebrate anything, have a great December. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.